Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Carrolet Thomas, and welcome to my channel. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Please like the video, share it with someone else, and leave a comment if you so choose. Always check the description box under each video for scripture references, relevant music or applicable songs, for ways to donate and show support, and for more information. Today's message is a review of Ruth and Boaz, Tyler Perry's movie, and the Book of Ruth. First, I must tell you that this review will not have any specific spoilers when it comes to Tyler Perry's movie, Ruth and Boaz. Personally, I don't like to have people spoil a movie for me, so that is something that I don't do to others. In the Bible, the Book of Ruth is one of my favorite stories. When I heard that a movie had come out that was about that story, I was elated. I recently got a chance to watch the movie Ruth and Boaz, and I must tell you that it was so good. I really enjoyed it. And as movie critics Siskel and Ebert used to say, I give it 2 thumbs up. Tyler Perry's movie, Ruth and Boaz, is a modern day adaptation of the biblical story of Ruth and Boaz from the Book of Ruth in the Bible. If you have not read it, you should. The Book of Ruth only has 4 chapters. It is a quick and easy read, and it's pretty straightforward. If you are not familiar with the Book of Ruth, I highly recommend that you read it before watching the movie, as it will enhance your viewing experience, as you will be able to compare the ancient biblical story to the modern day telling. However, the movie tells the story well enough on its own. I think as a viewer, if I hadn't read the Book of Ruth before watching the movie, I would have wanted to read it after having seen the movie. In my opinion, it is just that good. But I am a person that loves to read and loves books. So, what else would you expect? Now, I told you that this message would contain a review of the Book of Ruth. So here's a brief summary from God Questions. The setting for the Book of Ruth begins in the heathen country of Moab, a region northeast of the Dead Sea, but then moves to Bethlehem. This true account takes place during the dismal days of failure and rebellion of the Israelites, called the period of the Judges. A famine forces Elimelech and his wife Naomi from their Israelite home to the country of Moab. Elimelech dies, and Naomi is left with her 2 sons, who soon marry 2 Moabite girls, Orpah and Ruth. Later, both of the sons die, and Naomi is left alone with Orpah and Ruth in a strange land. Orpah returns to her parents, but Ruth determines to stay with Naomi as they journey to Bethlehem. This story of love and devotion tells of Ruth's eventual marriage to a wealthy man named Boaz, by whom she bears a son, Obed, who becomes the grandfather of David and the ancestor of Jesus. Obedience brings Ruth into the privileged lineage of Christ. What is the main message of the Book of Ruth? Per Google AI overview, the main message of the Book of Ruth is that God's faithful love, sovereignty, and provision extend to all people, even in times of hardship and darkness, by using ordinary individuals like Ruth, Boaz, and Naomi to work out his ultimate purpose of continuity for Israel and the lineage of the Messiah. Key themes include loyalty, kindness, God's grace, and the importance of the kinsman redeemer in preserving the family line that leads to King David. God's sovereignty and providence. God works through humble lives. The book demonstrates that God is actively involved in the everyday lives of ordinary people, even during difficult times like the period of the Judges. From hardship to hope. It shows that God can bring good from devastating situations, using life's bitter experiences to fulfill his good and eternal plan. Loyalty and faithful love. Ruth's steadfast loyalty. Ruth's famous declaration of love and commitment to her mother-in-law, Naomi, exemplifies selfless and sacrificial love. God's covenant faithfulness. Boaz's actions embody God's faithfulness by fulfilling the responsibility of a kinsman redeemer to care for Naomi and Ruth, ensuring the continuity of the family line. Inclusion and grace. Care for the marginalized. The story highlights God's compassion for the vulnerable and outcast as he cares for the impoverished widows, Naomi and Ruth. A Gentile included in God's plan. A key aspect of the inclusion of Ruth, a foreigner and a Moabite, into the lineage of Israel's greatest king, David, and ultimately the Messiah, the kinsman redeemer. Restoration and provision. The role of the kinsman redeemer, Boaz, illustrates how God provides for and restores those in need who cannot rescue themselves. A picture of Christ. The story serves as a beautiful picture of Christ as our Redeemer, who delivers and provides for us through our union with Him. Again, in my opinion, Tyler Perry's movie is excellent in telling the story of Ruth and Boaz in a modern way. The actors, settings, storyline, and celebrities chosen all bring this story to life and make it easy to understand and identify with. It is a love story that only God could orchestrate. God is love, and true love is a gift from God. So, I hope that you will read the Book of Ruth and watch Tyler Perry's movie, Ruth and Boaz. In my opinion, doing both would be worth your while. And if you have watched it, feel free to let me know in the comments. I hope and pray that this message is a blessing to you. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for listening and supporting my YouTube channel. God bless you and just be happy.